Welcome to the Media Minute Roundtable. For this episode, we're going to be talking Disenchantment, WandaVision, and a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out via HBO. We'll be back right after this. And we're back to the Media Minute Roundtable. I'm Michael Forward.
I'm Chris Raczkowski.
And I'm Rachel Edge.
And we're going to talk to you again about what's going on in entertainment. Now, a couple things dropped last Friday. One of those, Matt Groening's kind of newest project, which is Disenchantment. Of course, Matt did The Simpsons. He's done Futurama. So he's done like present day. He's done the future. And now with the Disenchantment, he's doing kind of a medieval fantasy type thing. And they're on to season 3 right now. So, Rachel, I know that you've seen a few episodes. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm like honestly conflicted because it's like I am a huge Matt fan. Like I love The Simpsons. Like that's something we used to watch all the time on Sundays and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Like the first 2 seasons were great, but this season I'm having a hard time trying to get a feel for it.
I feel like they had their plan for like the first 2 seasons and then they've kind of run that story. And now that they're not quite sure where to go, because there's like a lot of plots where they go somewhere and then they just leave without really resolving anything. So it's hard to say. Like Simpsons and Futurama, they were episodic shows, so basically everything was contained in the episode. But with Disenchantment, they're doing like a long story arc type thing. So yeah, I'm kind of lukewarm on it myself. But it'll be interesting to see where they go, if they go any further. They're at 3 seasons now for Netflix, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, it's like the typical Netflix thing, right?
Anything getting past like 2 or 3 seasons for Netflix, it's so sometimes difficult.
Because this is my first introduction to that show. Like, of course, Simpsons and Futurama were amazing, but I never really like you showed me like season 3 was like my first exposure to it.
Yeah, I think that's where I messed up though.
Like I don't know, and it's not, the jokes don't land. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not. I think
I don't know if it's supposed to be funny.
The highlight of like Matt's stuff has been Futurama for me.
Yeah.
Because Simpsons is basically like a walking zombie at this point.
Oh yeah.
They had like a bunch of seasons like back when Conan O'Brien was writing for them.
Oh yeah, some of the best, like the golden years of The Simpsons.
Yeah, the monorail episode, right? But
Yeah.
it's one of those shows that you're like it's still on. Of course, Futurama had its run. It was canceled a couple times, but they came back a couple times.
Was it one of those shows that was like saved by DVD purchases, like Family Guy?
I think so. They did like a couple of movies after the original run, like 1-hour specials, and then they brought it back for like a final wrap up where they finished off like any dangling story threads. But no, I think Futurama out of those 3 series has been the highlight so far. And
but yeah, sorry, Disenchantment, thumbs down over here.
Yeah, you're not feeling it.
No, I probably won't go back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't land.
Yeah.
To be fair though, it's like you also started in like season 3, episode 1.
Yeah.
Like you didn't really get like the introduction I feel like everybody else did, like when it started with the first season and the second season. Because for me anyways, the first season was awesome. I thought it was great. The second season was pretty good. But yeah, like I don't know.
If season 3 is indicative of the first 2 seasons, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's not really. Like I said, I think they were more focused. They had their plan for like the first 2 seasons storylines.
Yeah.
But this one seems kind of free form.
Huh.
It's almost like the writers had the ability to be like, "Hey, I want to throw that in there," and they were just like, "Sure."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'll be too busy watching The Night Stalker.
Yes. Speaking of The Night Stalker, that also dropped recently on Netflix. And Rachel, you mentioned that there was a little bit of controversy with that.
Yeah, it's really weird. I actually read it. I think it was the New York Post, and they were saying that a lot of the critics are basically saying that it's too graphic for like the small screen. But I don't know. Like I feel like I've seen way more graphic content on Netflix versus The Night Stalker. Like the only thing that I thought maybe could have been held back a bit was like maybe not showing as much of the crime scene, but then again, that's true crime. Like that's what you're there for.
Hey, that's half of Netflix is true crime shows.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think you're going to get when you watch a documentary on one of the most notorious serial killers in American history?
Yeah. Speaking of, The Night Stalker is about Richard Ramirez, right?
Yes, you got her.
He was a serial killer in L.A. back in the mid-'80s.
Yep.
And Night Stalker goes through, it speaks to the police officers who were involved in the case and various other people related to the case, and how they went about eventually catching him. Spoilers. After and there's about 45-minute episodes.
Yeah, I would say that's right.
Yeah, it goes through like the entire thing, and some pretty wild stuff comes up.
Yeah, like I think the craziest thing for me is because like I never heard of the Night Stalker before this, which is crazy because like I watch all of the true crime and like I'm obsessed with that kind of stuff, as you know every basic white girl is. But it was crazy because it was like being first introduced to him, and then the cops being like, we think this is like multiple people, because it was like he didn't just murder people, he did other horrendous things as well, and just like them like completely finding out it's one person based on a shoe print.
Yeah, and this is the wildest thing about this. This man, this serial killer, had like the only pair of a certain shoe in L.A.
Yeah, like there's one pair sold in all of like L.A.
Yeah, and they were able to track him through this shoe. And there was a bit of controversy because they wanted to keep it quiet that he was the only person with this shoe, because if he went out to the press, they figured, he would change his footwear. So, there's a bit of a story about them trying to keep that quiet, and the reporters kind of pressuring the cops on like releasing more information than probably should have been released, I think, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I think in one of the episodes they delve into that definitely, because it's like they released some information and then like the cops were like, are you kidding me? Like, why did you put that out there? Because now he knows like we're looking for him kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still just can't get over like the outrage. Oh, it's too graphic. Like, what? Did you want like a family-friendly version?
Yeah.
Like, hey kids, after dinner, do you want to check out the new 6-part series on Jeffrey Dahmer? I hear it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, like no, this is not something you watch with your kids at all. But like I can also see like how people were kind of disturbed by it. Like there was a few crime scene photos that like I can understand where people were a little squeamish, but at the same time it's like if you're too uncomfortable, just shut it off.
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing you to watch the whole thing.
Like again, like you're watching a documentary about a serial killer. Like what?
And not just any serial killer. Like, this guy was nuts.
Yeah.
Like, were they supposed to replace the bodies with, like, Care Bears?
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense. That would be kind of messed up. And I might try that one.
Care Bear reenactment.
And yeah, sorry, got a little off topic
here.
here.
Heat it. They do show, like, the real crime scene photos, and they are graphic, so, if you haven't watched it yet, there's your warning.
Yep. Yeah, it is rated mature for TV audiences.
For sure. Now, HBO released a teaser trailer a little bit earlier this week, and you don't really see much. There's really short clips of various things that's coming out throughout the year. They're kind of pushing the fact that things are going to be released in the cinema, we think, and they're doing the concurrent releases on HBO Max. They've already done it with Wonder Woman to, I think, lukewarm kind of.
Yeah.
But coming up first off, Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, I am salty about that.
Yeah?
In all honesty, yeah.
What?
I don't like the design of Kong. I think they messed up.
Is it the dinosaur to gorilla ratio?
Well, Godzilla's not a dinosaur.
Yeah, basically.
No.
Yeah,
don't you put Godzilla in that. No.
He's a dinosaur.
No, he's not. Don't.
Internet, help me out.
Oh, boy.
Don't you get me heated. No, but like I don't know. Like for me personally, it's like watching Skull Island. I was really excited because the casting was really great.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Anyways, but and then the design came out. Like Kong came out, and I was like, yo, this is disappointing.
I
didn't mind it.
I didn't like it.
I always
at all.
thought Kong was like on a smaller scale than Godzilla.
So did I.
So
Yeah, like,
I don't know
definitely.
if they give him like Captain American like drugs to enlarge Kong so he could face Godzilla. But
my favorite part is just because like Godzilla obviously and King Kong too has such established fan bases.
Yeah.
So like the hardcores come out and it's like, well, technically Godzilla's radioactive and King Kong just having been exposed to Godzilla would just like die of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
So I love that stuff. It's
Oh my
so
god,
fun.
it's great because it's like you just know like how much
The
like,
hardcores come out.
Yeah,
It's-
like how much they care about the characters, and like Godzilla and King Kong are like iconic. Like they've been around forever.
literally, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I don't know. I'm excited to see it, but I'm just I get the biggest thing for me is the design of Kong. I feel like they could have done better.
I don't know how I feel about like the newer iterations of Godzilla. Like I've always been a fan of like the old kind of 70s kind of cheesy Godzilla.
Oh, those were the best.
With like the miniature sets and all that stuff.
Ultraman shows up.
Obviously,
Yeah.
a guy in a suit. They build Mecha Godzilla at one point, so
Yeah, like they were able to like create like an entire universe with these like crazy creatures, and it was just like so cool to watch because like back then it's like they didn't have the graphics. It's like they had to build those little cityscapes and like do all of that stuff. So like I feel like the work put in it is way different.
For sure.
What was the turtle one?
Remember
him? He was great.
Gamora.
Yeah,
that's
something
it.
like that,
Yeah.
Mothra was
Mothra. Rodan was one, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of iconic things that came out of like those old Godzilla films, which I don't think has ever been like really recreated. Like they had their thing, and I don't remember like anyone kind of attempting that.
Not really. Hey?
Yeah, like I think this like recent release of like Godzilla has been the closest.
Yeah.
Just because they actually like kind of stuck with some of the other like creatures and stuff. But the problem with it was it's so dark. Like you didn't even get to see the creatures until like the final battle scene, kind of.
Well, that's the thing with like a lot of film and television now. Everything seems to be leaning towards like dark. Yeah. I mean, there was an episode of the last season of Game of Thrones where they had a battle at night, and you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, it's like that's what everybody was waiting for, and it's like, okay, let's watch, and then you're like, what? Like, what's going on?
Pull up your waveform monitors. Like they're not hard. Like even like was it How to Train Your Dragon 3, the opening scene, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just, like, the vibe that they're kind of going for. It's like, oh, it's dark, it's creepy, but I feel like you're taking so much away from it because it's like you put so much work into it, like, why are you trying to hide it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I was on that on the animation team, I would be kind of
mad,
a little salty about that.
Like, oh, absolutely.
Can't see all the work that I've done.
Yeah, cool.
Well, speaking of dark films, Space Jam 2 is a thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is nothing sacred?
I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm just gonna put my blinders on and pretend it doesn't exist.
Okay, well, as like as a hardcore Space Jam fan, it's like I was kind of upset like hearing that they're doing a second one, but at the same time, like Jordan was that generation's like iconic player, right? So it's like why wouldn't they do one for like the current generation with LeBron, right?
LeBron's no Jordan.
Oh, you can't compare the two. You really can't. I know people are like, oh, LeBron's better than Jordan or Jordan's better than LeBron.
I know
they play completely different positions.
Here's my thoughts. I think both of them have about the same acting ability.
Yeah, really.
But if anything's going to carry that movie, it's going to be the Looney Tunes.
Are they doing it like the same way that they did the original? Okay, good.
This is actually happening.
Yeah.
They've already
they've released a teaser or something.
Yeah.
I think where Bugs is talking to LeBron.
Yeah, like LeBron released it on all of his like social media sites when it like first came out, and I think that was like a couple years ago now.
Yeah. Fun fact: the original Space Jam website from 1996, I think, is still up.
What?
Yeah. No, totally. I checked like
it's a piece of internet history. So if you want to see what the original Space Jam website was,
GeoCities.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know what I'm doing after this.
Oh yeah, no, it's still there. It's amazing.
And speaking of, we touched on this last week, but they did a little preview for Tom and Jerry as well. Again, they're going to be doing that mix of live action and animation. So we'll see how that goes.
I hope that works out.
Yeah. Suicide Squad, which...
here we go.
Yeah, we're into another Suicide Squad.
Why?
The only like thing that I saw like when watching like a little bit of the trailer was that Idris Elba's in it now, and like that I'm like kind of curious on like what his character's about, but like
he's great and everything, but I don't know if he could, if it's anything even close to what the last one was. I don't even think
DC has not been.
Yeah,
I tell you what though, they do release animated movies periodically, and those more kind of follow like a comic book storyline.
Oh, okay.
As those have been pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Like the animated versions versus like the live action, way better.
They have not been like making hits with the live action stuff.
The only hits I would say DC has had so far, and this could just be me, would be the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
that one carried the universe.
Yeah.
And then Aquaman, actually.
Aquaman, yeah.
That was like the graphics and stuff on that one was unbelievable. Like it was just wow.
Yep. And parts of that filmed in my home province.
Hey.
Yeah. I could recognize it too. It's like,
Shout
I
out
know those
Newfoundland.
trees. Yeah.
Big ups, Newfoundland.
Let's see. What else came up? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
This one I'm actually kind of excited about because it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the original 1995 Mortal Kombat movie. That's kind of one of my guilty pleasures.
No, that's guilt-free. That's guilt-free. I mean, if you're digging the second one, then you should probably take a long look in the mirror and
Yeah, the
reconsider yourself.
second one, Annihilation, where they kill
Yeah.
off like Johnny Cage in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not so much fun. But the original like Mortal Kombat movie, like plus its soundtrack. 'Cause
Yeah,
they-
that's iconic.
Test your might. Yeah, that was. But no, they released a few pictures. They look pretty good. There's like a pic of Sub-Zero and Sonya, and Liu Kang, and a few other characters. So it's looking good. Hopefully, it turns out all right.
If it's got Kung Lao in it, I'm sold.
It's got Kung Lao.
Does it?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'll be watching that.
Okay. Now this is kind of the shortest thing that popped up. They just said The Matrix 4, which I
Yeah,
know they're
yeah.
filming right now. Because I've seen like someone on Reddit posted like a pic. They lived near where they were filming, and they could see like them going across like the wire and stuff.
A little nervous about this one.
Yeah,
I loved the first Matrix.
I think
like,
I think
loved
the first Matrix was everybody likes that one, but then
A lot of people dog the second one.
Yeah.
I still really enjoy that one. The third one, not so much. And just the Wachowski's track record, like since the Matrix movies, because like I was a Speed Racer.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it, but you put John Goodman in anything, you got my
Didn't
attention.
they do that like
Yeah.
Jupiter Ascending or something?
Yeah.
That was the one with Channing Tatum and
Yeah, he's like a dog.
Yeah.
Like a dog
Yeah,
guy.
it was a
It
weird-
was terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, they did that one with Tom Hanks. Where
There's
it's,
a
like,
lot of
multiple
movies with Tom Hanks.
But well done by the Wachowskis. There's like multiple timelines. Oh, crap. That's gonna drive me nuts.
Can't remember.
But
that.
it wasn't received very well.
No.
So all I'm saying is their track record has been on the decline since the mid '90s, which is kind of
Well, hopefully this will be their redemption, and
Hopefully.
maybe it'll bring some new life into the Matrix franchise, which would be cool.
Yeah,
would be cool. I
absolutely.
mean, the concept of the internet itself is completely different. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how they kind of tackle that.
And
Finally,
plus, I was just gonna throw in a plus.
Yeah.
Keanu is at like peak Keanu.
Oh, he
No,
totally
like-
is.
I
I think he's like almost more popular now than ever.
I think so.
At least according to the
I think-
internet loves him.
I think it's like it's a wave thing with him. It's like he was really
Peaks and
popular when
valleys.
like The Matrix came out, and then he kind of like hit out for a little bit, and then John Wick came out, and then everybody was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" And then it's like so it's like now he's just like
Well, basically,
on top of the world,
it's
really.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Then Down.
Yeah.
Then Matrix.
Like
Yeah.
My Own Private
And,
Idaho was really good. I don't know if anyone saw that.
Which one?
My Own Private Idaho.
I don't think I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Him
no.
and River Phoenix.
Oh,
Ooh.
sounds good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was an
Interesting.
indie movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but indie movies, like people, I feel like people are too quick to be like, "Oh, it's not like a big company." So, but it's like some of the best movies come from indies.
That is true.
It was a '90s thing mostly.
Yeah.
Also popped up was The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
Actually, fun fact: the same guy who's doing Mortal Kombat and like runs the universe and directed Aquaman, James Wan, I believe his name is,
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
runs that. So
I've never actually had a chance to see any of the Conjuring or Annabelle movies. So
I never really got into it.
see,
myself
I
either.
did. I definitely did because I was hoping for maybe like another Chucky in
Yeah.
the sense of like something iconic like that. The first one wasn't bad, like The Conjuring. I like The Conjuring way better than I liked Annabelle though,
okay.
because like Annabelle was like, oh, possessed doll.
So could you start at The Conjuring?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's how they're kind of doing it is like basically they're following the cases of the couple, the Warrens, and it's like they're actually going through all of like the actual cases that they did like in real life, obviously, and it's like it starts with The Conjuring, and then they're going off of like all of the possessed things they have in their little possession room. Which, by the way, like why would you keep that? Like that
Yeah,
seems like a
kill
bad
it.
move.
It's
Destroy it.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where somebody's in a haunted house and you're just like, leave,
Yeah, like move.
Yeah. Well, and it's like
break a window.
Get your stuff and go.
well, and it's awkward too because it's like they had a kid. And the kid was not allowed in the room, but like obviously you tell a kid no, they're gonna be like, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check this out now. And it's like they actually touch about that in the Annabelle series, where it's like the girl goes and like the doll gets out of the cage, and they're like, oh no, like what happened? It's like, well, you told your kid not to go play with this doll, so obviously,
Yeah. Guess what happened?
Like I keep waking up with a pillow over my face and a doll on top of it.
Yeah.
Like just get rid of the doll.
it's not that hard.
Or the
Yeah.
pillow.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I mean, if you look at horror
pillows,
movies
though.
though, like they have a trope for like nobody being that smart.
No.
Like they're like the level of intelligence in horror movies is always way lower.
Yeah, there's not a lot of forethought on display.
Yeah, like
Have you folks seen Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
Yes.
That was a
Now,
good one.
that's a great take on like the horror tropes.
I loved that. I thought that
Yeah.
was genius.
So many Easter eggs in there.
Oh, yeah.
it was
Like, you can watch
great.
it 10 times and still miss stuff.
Oh yeah,
Which
like
I'm all about.
I can definitely rewatch that movie over and over and over again. Like
Yeah, it's one of those ones for sure.
Did Josh Whedon do that?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I remember like they had like quite a few
Internet,
big
help me
names in it.
Comment down below.
Smash that like button.
Yeah. Speaking
subscribe,
of
notification bell.
kind of possessed things, we watched the trailer for a Nick Cage
Yes.
movie called Willy's Wonderland. And it looks fantastic.
I'm
Yes, it
beyond
does.
excited for this one.
It actually does look like,
It
like
does.
a legit, like a ton of fun.
Yeah, it does.
Like I feel like Nick Cage is like kind of like that. Like he has like that cult following. It's like
Oh, yeah.
he's like one of those actors. It's Nick Cage in every movie.
yeah.
Like
And he either makes things like 100% awesome or not so much.
yeah, it's like there's
See, I disagree. I think Nick Cage is always awesome.
Even in The Wicker Man?
Especially The Wicker Man.
Okay.
He's always awesome.
He's always Nick Cage, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
He
Like-
is objectively awesome.
Well, I also feel though, like when you're watching a Nick Cage movie, you kind of know what you're getting. Like you're like, oh, it's a Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, he's just so enjoyable.
I got it.
I'm still kind of sad that we didn't get the 90s Superman with Nick Cage.
That
Yeah,
would have been incredible.
Directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Oh man, humankind.
There
Just
are
human
pictures
history
of the
just
internet
missed out.
of Nick Cage, a long-haired Nick Cage,
Yep.
in like a blue Superman, like organic-looking suit. Look it up because some pretty interesting things.
Oh, it would have been wonderful.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, like Nick Cage is one of those actors where it's like when you watch it, you know he's having fun, right? Like I feel like if you were to write a script and just send it to Nick Cage, he'd be down.
For sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think I've seen a movie that made sense with Nick, like without Nick Cage in it.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked the Color of Outer Space.
That one was incredible.
Yeah,
I like
that
that
was
one a
fun.
lot.
Yeah.
Knowing? Does anybody remember that one?
Oh, we
I
can
think
see
so.
the future, but like
Yeah.
only like a couple minutes into the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
No,
it was like
I
you could
don't
see like
think
a
I saw
couple
that.
minutes, and it was. I rewatched. I actually had a Nick Cage marathon the other day because I was like, you know what, Nick Cage, let's do it. And some of his movies, man, they're either great or they just don't hit.
Yeah.
No, Raising Arizona, Coen Brothers movie. It's from the 80s.
Can't say I've
Where
watched it.
they steal a baby. Oh my god!
They steal
If you haven't seen it, it's him and
I think I've seen it, but
I can't remember her name, but yeah, he plays like basically like a hick. Actually, John Goodman's in that too. Hey,
Yeah.
double
There
John
you go.
Goodman.
There we go.
today.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, no, check that one out. If
Yeah.
you're down for some Nick Cage, Raising Arizona.
But anyway,
incredible.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yes, yeah, back to the topic.
Kind of the we got caged.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Kind of looks like the plot is this guy stops, his car breaks down. He's asked to clean this abandoned kind of amusement park, carnival type thing. And apparently there's haunted animatronics. And Nick Cage is not frightened by the haunted animatronics.
Oh no, he's all about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's a little bit of a trend that we've actually been seeing lately. It's the people who are too angry to die trend.
Yeah.
It's happened in a few pieces of media. It's happened in like the latest Doom games. It's just a silent protagonist and he just wails on everybody. It's happening in a few different shows, but I feel like that's what we're getting because he doesn't speak in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's actually going to speak in the film.
See, like my theory on that is that they're gonna wait until like the very like climax of the film and give him like the best one-liner, and then that's it. That's all he's gonna say,
Yeah, I can see that happening.
and it's just gonna be incredible. Like, and that's gonna be like the most quoted line.
yeah, it's basically Nicolas Cage versus Chuck E. Cheese.
Pretty much.
Oh my
Pretty
god,
much.
yeah, like a really
I'm,
I'm
let's
sure
do that.
that's how they pitched it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're going to make Nick Cage. But yeah, the whole haunted animatronics thing has been kind of... it was big on the internet for a while because they released these Five Nights at Freddy's games. which
Oh, yeah.
I
I
remember
big
that.
with like the kids. And that's all about haunted animatronics. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of a thing. I'm kind of curious why we didn't see like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie yet. But
Yeah.
this will probably fill the void, what you're looking for. Plus Nick Cage.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it checks all the boxes. Really.
Absolutely.
Can I just throw in there that my buddy, I'm not gonna name him, but he got kicked off of Facebook permanently because he convinced a bunch of people to get Nicolas Cage tattoos.
I mean,
Apparently, that's against the terms of
terms
service.
of service.
I didn't read that
I mean,
clause.
people should have some sort of self-responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
No one's going to hold you down to force
I don't
you
know
to
how he
get
did
on
it,
Nick Cage.
but it
not-
happened.
it's not
True
like
story.
he drugged them and then took them to a tattoo parlor and was like, "Hey, Nick Cage,
Yep.
all the way." Like,
Yeah, I don't
come
know.
on.
I don't know
Like,
how he did it. I don't know how he did it, but this, yeah.
That's also
Straight up, that's a true
like
story.
that's impressive and kind of terrifying. Like that he had that kind of a power. Be like, hey guys, you should
Yeah,
get Nick
he'd probably
Cage.
be in charge of a cult or something.
Yeah.
That's
A
not.
Nick Cage cult?
Nick Cage cult.
I'd hang
I'm
out
sure
with those
one
people.
exists.
Oh, there has to
Probably.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
Why not?
Anyway, sorry, I said to throw that in there.
Well, that actually brings us to the end of this episode of Media Minute. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that like button. I'm Michael Forward.
Oh, before we go, Chet TV is going to have some new programming, campfire sessions on Chet TV. Check it out on our YouTube page and on TV. Thanks.
Thank you, Shill.
I had to throw that in there. Throw a little plug. Come on, what's wrong with that?
I'm Michael Forward.
I'm Chris Raczkowski.
And I'm Rachel Edge.
Thanks so much for watching.